And so this next aerial photo is the project overview of what is called Mahogany Bay Village. We've got an arrow here that shows where the project is located. And Mahogany Bay Village is on 67 acres. Just want to give you a chance to kind of see where it is relative to the town itself. The town of San Pedro, the airstrip was just right here. So we're located 1 mile on paved road from the airstrip. So we're right in the bullseye, so to speak. This is an aerial photo that was taken in 2010 before any of the actual development. Some of the photos you're going to see is actually what's on the ground as recently as a week ago. But this project has been in the works for over 5 years because, of course, you had the acquisition of the property itself, you had the entitlement process, getting all of the environmental approvals, what we call terraforming. This is the 67-acre site is made up of 8 cul-de-sacs or 8 streets, and every single one of those streets has got canal front access. So from all 421 lots, there's Caribbean Sea access by boat. And so a tremendous amount of cost and infrastructure and work and time has gone into this. So at this point in time, what you see represented in this photo was $10 million of development to get to this point with no debt whatsoever against the property. And that's a very important consideration. There's very few, if any, that I'm aware of, real estate developments that can tout the fact that there's no debt against the development at all, that everything's been done by the developer, cash out of pocket. There's a pretty strong vote of confidence from the developer standpoint. So the project itself is a mixed-use resort village focusing on short-term rentals, but it also has a retail component, retail, commercial. There'll be about 8 to 10 restaurants, live-work lofts, single-family residences. When you're looking at 67 acres, you're really looking at a village. And so what we did is we hired the best-in-class, world-class architects, a company called Studio Sky. Steve Mozan, Julia, Eric Moser make up Studio Sky. They are the founders of what is known as Caribbean Rim Architecture. They are the foremost developers, or I should say architects, for Caribbean architecture. They've done projects that are located in Jamaica, Bahamas, the largest project in Grand Cayman, Camana Bay. Currently has about $700 million that's been developed. Is developed by the same architectural team that we're working with. Panama, Costa Rica, Mauritius, Australia, New Zealand, I could go on and on, South Carolina, Florida. They've won Cottage of the Year in Coastal Living magazine. Very, very well renowned, and we've taken the standpoint of hiring best in class at every opportunity. So instead of hiring the best architect on the island, or the best architect in the country, or the best architect in the region, we said let's hire the best in class, the absolute best in the world. And it doesn't cost you more to do that. Most people have the misconception that hiring the best costs more. It actually saves you money or saves you more, and it makes you more. There is a higher initial outlay, but in addition to hiring world-class architects, you get the world-class product that comes with it. So at the top here we see Camana Bay. We see the artist illustration on the left and the reality there on the right. Schooner Bay in Abaco in the Bahamas, another project done by Studio Sky. And so the reason I share this with you is when we talk about a mixed-use residential resort community or a resort village, it's a very new concept for Belize, but it's not a new concept for the Caribbean and for the southeastern United States, for the Gulf of Mexico and for the Atlantic seaboard and the Caribbean region. The architects we're working with are the foremost designers of this concept. Alice Beach, Seaside in Florida are mixed-use resort villages. And so they've done this exact type of concept in over 15 different destinations, different countries throughout the Caribbean and different states throughout the United States. So while it's a new concept to Belize, it's a very proven concept. And again, we've hired the best in class people to do it. So the vision is a canal front community offering Caribbean Sea access combined with golf cart access to town. This right here shows a streetscape, a illustrative or example of the streetscape for Street 3, where you see the mixed-use components of hotel inventory, single-family homes, small apartments, studio condos, and we'll take a look at some of the actual designs that the team has come up with. And so this is what we call the garden cottages. This is probably the most popular unit type among all the hotels in Belize. They're small detached bungalows or cottages. They don't have a kitchen. It really is truly a hotel room, but it's entirely detached and freestanding. you'll notice that all of the product that I show you is either 1-story or 2-story. It's designed to be very, very low density, and that's done with a purpose because we have a very large site to work with. So this is the artist illustration that we came up with the designers, and then this is the reality. These are the garden cottages having just been built. This is the interior. It's very much Ralph Lauren, Tommy Bahama meets James Bond, and as I like to refer to it. It embraces the best of Belize. We've used all the different Belizean hardwoods, the indigenous species to Belize, and we've really tried to celebrate Belize in all that we've built and all that we've done in these products. So these are photos of the garden cottage. The garden cottage is about a 400 square foot template. It has an outdoor shower. It's actually an outdoor shower that's brought indoors into the unit, and it's just spectacular. This is what we call the family cottage. The family cottage is either a 2 or a 3 bedroom cottage. This is the artist rendering. This is the actual family cottage finished on the lot. This is the outer veranda. We've got the living room and open kitchen for entertaining. This is the guest bedroom, which is a king-size bed in the 2nd bedroom. We've got a king-size master suite as well, and then we have a bunk room with bunk beds for the kids. That can be configured differently as well, but this particular family cottage is a 3-bedroom configuration, and it's right at about 1,000 square feet, about 1,020 square feet total. And then these are what we refer to as keeping suites. Keeping suites are 4 to a lot. There's 2 buildings or two-story duplexes, if you will. This is the artist rendering. This shows an artist rendering of 2 that are kind of offset from one another. These are 2 that are built side by side. And so downstairs we have 2 beds. We've also got an outdoor living area, and then we've got a kitchen and a small study and dining area. Upstairs we have the benefit of a glassed-in living room. That's the look of the upstairs living room, and then you've got a king-size bedroom and bathroom upstairs. So those are rented as hotel rooms, but they have the benefit of having a kitchen, so they also work out as a pied-à-terre, for example. So if you want to come and spend a few weeks or a month or a couple of months, you literally can live there because you have everything you need. And so those are the keeping suites. And then we've got the Bay Club. The Bay Club is our white sand beach club, if you will. Every resort needs a beach club. And so ours is going to start breaking ground here in the very near future. I'm going to show you an aerial photo next, which shows you where the Bay Club will be located. So this photo I'm going to show you right now was taken on February 20th. So this is what's in place on the ground. And I'll share with you that there is still to this day no debt against the property at all. Not a single mortgage, no debt whatsoever. And so what you see there is approximately 30 units, about 30 doors, if you will, in hotel parlance. And so with 30 doors there, there's actually 80 units that have been sold. And so it's less than half of the resort that has actually already been committed to and funded is shown as having been built there. We've designed a production facility on the mainland right at the lumber mill where we source our lumber. The resort is such that we've actually purchased the entire production load for the lumber mill for the next year so that we could earmark having sufficient lumber available. And so where you see about 30 units there on the ground, there's 80 units that are already either completed or under construction on the mainland. If we were not to have a single unit sold in the entire project from this day forward, if we were just to stop right now and just build out what's already paid for, then the day that we open this fall, we would be the largest resort on Ambergris Caye. We're able to deliver a fully finished lot. And so, for example, on a lot, you might have 3 garden cottages, you have a family cottage with 2 garden cottages, or 4 of the keeping suites. Each of those would be considered a lot configuration. From the time that we close on a lot till we deliver the finished inventory, turnkey, fully furnished, rent-ready is 12 weeks, 3 months. And that's because we've brought in production builders from the United States who've introduced building methodology that's never been used before in Belize. Our construction foreman has built 3 Four Seasons hotels, 2 Ritz-Carlton hotels, and over 3,000 single-family homes in the southeastern United States using production building methodology. And so again, we've hired best in class. We've brought in a construction manager who has more construction experience than everything that's ever been built in Belize. And so, again, it's hiring best in class. But our objective is to have a world-class resort that is able to take advantage of where the market is today and to not be delivering inventory 3, 4, and 5 years out. I should mention that if you look at all of the other projects that are currently under development on the entire island, the sum total of all of the projects, there are 2 other projects under construction. One of them is 86 condos. They've pre-sold 60 of them before having finished the first building, but they have a 3.5-year delivery date from today till the first ones are occupied. So for 3.5 years, they will not capture any of the increased demand that we've talked about. It's called Venecia del Caribe. The third project is called the Residences at Barrier Reef. They hope to open December 2016, which is almost 3 years from now, with 48 condos. 3 years from now. Other than our project opening this fall, there will not be any additional room inventory added in this marketplace in the next 3 years. There's a tremendous opportunity to capture the market that's being created right now. And I should mention that if you were to buy a piece of land today and start the entitlement process with all the environmental approvals, everything that has to be done from a regulatory standpoint, you'd be about 3 to 4 years behind the curve. And so we quite literally have a 5-year head start on any of the competition in the #1 island in the world. And so that's a pretty exciting thing to say. I'm going to leave this last photo up as I hand things back to Danny. This is just a view showing the proximity to the Barrier Reef. You see Mahogany Bay Village, and then this right here is where the Bay Club will be built. This will all be backfilled here in White Sand Beach. So and then this body of water here opens to the Caribbean Sea. So there'll be a marina there and retail and restaurants overlooking the water. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll help to answer some questions a little bit later, but I'm going to hand things back to Danny at this point.